Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So this is our ongoing meditation session. And let me get connected with our other students and we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound and focus to the sound, please. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to develop a very clear conventional life, and out of that clarity, how we can gain our spiritual success. So when it comes to our life, even though we know these all things, we know the Dharma, we know the knowledge, and we have some experience in our life, but still sometimes suddenly we feel sad, worry, disappointed, unhappiness, anxiety, depression. And sometimes that all the knowledge or all the wisdom that we have wash away. So why it happened like that? It's very common for most of the practitioners. So today we are going to look into that and see how we can fix this. So first we have to understand the very nature and the reality of life, because it is about you. When it comes to reality of life, it's not something that happens somewhere and then you practice here. It doesn't work. So when it comes to your life, what is your life? your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. So these five senses related to the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, consciousness, and at the same time, the sixth one, the mind. So the mind we can't see, but that is the main center or the epicenter of this all. So then when it comes to our day-to-day life, we are so capable to maintain our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. And you know what to see, you know what to hear, you know what to smell, you know what to eat, you know what people you have to associate. In a certain way, you are capable to maintain kind of like a good life. So we all have that common sense. But still, so just imagine then, you are capable to maintain your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, but still sometimes this something, the sadness, worry, disappointment, unhappiness arise in you. So with your eye, you are capable to see things, hear things, smell things, taste and feel things. But sometimes you feel kind of like lost. How it is possible? Because the life itself means your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. This is the very conventional success that you have. So then you maintain it. You are the one who developed that. You are the one who built this life around you. So then why you become unhappy? Then why you become sad, worried, disappointed? Why that you have the anxiety? Why you have the depression? So then we have to look. There is something beyond this. So what is that? That is our mind. So then mind has a nature to accumulate, grasping, holding, clinging. So that is the very nature of the mind. So the mind is not what you think. Mind is beyond, mind is more deeper than your thoughts. And sometimes just on the surface level, when you have thoughts, you see, oh, it is your mind. No. And mind is not belong to you, because mind has its own nature. And if you don't see the mind, and if you don't understand the very nature of the mind, and if you don't recognize the mind, you're always going to be unhappy, sad, worried, disappointed, and have the fear, depression, anxiety. And you always feel the loneliness. So the mind in the ancient time, in Sanskrit, it called the manas, and the mind, the mana, mano. So somehow then nowadays we understand this as the consciousness, not the brain. When it comes to consciousness, it's your whole body. That is the deeper spirit, the very root of your whole body, consciousness. And the very nature of the consciousness, or another way we can name this consciousness, the mind, or maybe ego, or maybe I. The very nature of the mind, it doesn't care about you. The mind cares only about the mind. That is a very tricky point that you have to understand. Mind doesn't care about you. Mind doesn't care this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. So the mind care about only it. Mind like mind. Mind love the mind. So the very nature of the mind, not a kind of like do something for others. The very nature, the very basic nature of the mind, grasping, clinging, holding, and holding, and it always 24/7 work for itself. And sometimes basically that you think, oh, I am so generous, I am so compassionate, and I have the love and the kindness, and I do a lot of things. I do all the work for my husband, my wife, and I do all my responsibilities for my children, my parents, my brothers, sisters, and for the society. And I do everything for my Sangha. And you think it's kind of like you do a lot of good things for outside world. But if you little bit withdraw from your own action and look a little bit deeply, underneath these all actions that you do as good, behind this self-centered, egocentric, I am, hold something. So because of that, what happens? The very nature of the I, it always works only for it. That's something. You know, you have to drink a little bit water. Oh? It works only for it. It doesn't work for anybody. That's the very basic nature of this I. And sometimes you think, oh, no, I sacrifice a lot of things somewhere. Of course we do. We all do things. But underneath the deeper level, that is what happens. So then, from where this I arise, and it arises with all the past experience. The past experience, you are the one who collected. It seems like a storeroom, your garage house, your garage room. You know, sometimes just look, when you bought the house, it was empty. And little by little, what happens? You start to, put things there. And this garage, during the COVID times, when we didn't do classes, so we start to put little by little into that garage. So now there are a whole lot of junks. Sometimes we don't use it, but that all there. It's a junk house, junk room, junk storage. Most of you are the same. So then, it not came overnight. It little by little came. And so we are the one who are accumulating and keeping it. So same thing in our mind. Through the journey that we had, what happens? Most of the experience we accumulated. So now we hold that all as memory. So your I has only way to survive, that is memorizing. That means repeating the memory. So there are two minds. There are many stages, like dreaming mind, sleeping mind, and experiencing mind. The mind depend on memory. So your experience mind is different, and your mind depend on memory is different. So most of time what happens, our mind, when it depend on experience, you okay with that. But this everything come when the mind depend on the memory. So remember the very nature of the mind, it always needs something for it. As I mentioned from the beginning, it work only for it. So it always need to clinging to or hold it to, grasp into something. When the mind doesn't have anything to cling or hold or grasp, what happens? That is where the depression, anxiety, loneliness, sadness, worry come. And even sometimes you stay next to your husband or the wife or the partner, but still you feel lonely. You stay inside that your house and you have everything there, but still you feel kind of like something missing. From what is that missing part means, what is that loneliness means, there's nothing that you can hold it to, I am, or self. So then another thing is always the mind bringing many thoughts, and you searching, going here and there, searching, looking for something to cling to you. And when you can't find something, then you get disappointed. And that disappointment and kind of like a bounce back, it's reflected through the others and then the other things or the people. And then maybe when you may get mad, disappointed, unhappy, sad, worry, that it trigger the deeper your self-centered mind cannot hold it to something, but you think it happened because of somebody. That's why you say this because of you, or this because of that. Like that, you start to blame around it. But the very reason is that it's within us, our self-centered mind cannot hold something. So this is the very basic nature. This is the reason for this all. There's no any other reason. It's nothing to do with the karma. It's nothing to do with the politics. It's nothing to do with the global warming. It's nothing to do with the aliens. It's nothing to do with the weather. It's nothing to do with the economy. It's nothing to do with the food or other facilities or any other consumer product. It's nothing to do with the cable. It's nothing to do with the internet. It's nothing to do with the new iPhone. It's about you have nothing inside to hold to you. That is why it happens. So then, remember, you can't control this. This is a very, it's a very natural process. There is nothing you can't control. Don't even think about to control that things. Because it is you. Only thing you have to understand this nature. So then what you have to do first? One of the thing is, when you have time and start to listen to something, that's we call the Dharma. Start to listen. Nowadays, we have a lot of things, there are many things to listen. So by the time you have to find something authentic things for you to listen. Shrutame Jnana. Start to listen. You can download audio books, and even you go to YouTube, you can find a lot of audio books, and you can listen to talks. So when it comes to that, you have to find the Buddha's teaching. And there are other philosophers, and there are other people, and enlightened masters, gurus, the wise people also talk about things. So somehow you have to keep listening. And sometimes still when you keep listening, you feel it's not satisfied. So that means you have to keep listening. Because now we have so much information, and because of that, what you have to do, you have to keep doing, searching a lot. In the ancient time, it was not like that. When there is only one Buddha, it's very easy for people to navigate to that. But it's not like that. So then, it is your responsibility, keep listening. Whenever you have time, keep listening. Because the Shrutame Jnana is become an antidote to this inner repetition of your own thoughts. This is the worst thing, that our inner own thoughts. Because psychologically, deeply, that our mind always has something. It's a kind of like a gloomy, dusty, kind of like a doubt inside us. And when you keep repeat the thoughts, it's become more and more. So while you are like dreaming, and while you are thinking, most of time what happens, your mind talk to you. Oh, this is bad, that is bad. This person like this, that person like that. And it happened like that. And most of time, it's nowadays, when two people, after kind of like even 10 years, like 15 years affair, once they get married, the very first day, and there are some people think, this person will divorce me. And then the mind start to work for that. Or this person will go away from me. Or this person will find another person. So like that, the mind start to work for that. And then always, and 20%, just imagine, once the mind start to think about it, why even you are next to that person, what will happen? So the same thing with most of time, everything around us. So that is the worst thing with this thinking mind. So then what you have to do? So the first thing, and start to listen and take, because this consciousness means it's a junk storage that you accumulated, knowingly or unknowingly, you accumulated a lot of unnecessary thoughts. That is the consciousness. So that is now bringing many informations. And when it comes, sometimes it mix. Mainly it mix, the most important part that it has, the lust or the greed related to me, I am. And all the anger and the ignorance that both happen relate around it. And see, when you get mad, angry, why you get mad? Behind that madness, the lust hold the key. That is the trigger. The lust means this ego try to cover itself, and that is the protection that carried by ego. The most of us die without knowing what is the lust. We don't see. Most of time we don't recognize, because the reason we are just analyze only thoughts. Just by thought you can't analyze, you can't recognize the greed or the hatred or the delusion just by seeing the surface level of thought or the face value of the action. You can't. And it doesn't come like the greed, anger, ignorance. It can come in many, many different ways. Just imagine the lust. It's nothing to do with the person. If that person not there, it comes from through another person or another thing maybe. And so, and it can appear even itself. That's much powerful, the lust. And so we think, oh, when we attach to somebody, that is lust. No, it is not the lust. It's just the result of lust. And just imagine that person is not there, and then maybe you attach to toys, or maybe just yourself. From where that comes in? Oh, if you don't have a male, then you go to the female. Then if there's no female, you go to the male. Or maybe you have the elder, then then you go to the child. So like that, it has a more deeper lust. And then the anger around it, and whatever disturbs to that lust, you are capable to destroy anything. You are so powerful, that lust so powerful. And that's why when something disturbs to that lust, and the people kill each other, they destroy everything. So that's why you have to see that little by little, little by. So that's why first, don't keep listening to inside, because that is the very echo of your own lust. That's why you should not go with that. Start to listen to the Buddha's teaching, sutras, teachings, and the wise people, philosophers, and start to get into that. So then what happens? You bringing something new. Something new. And it is more stronger than that what you have. So then, by the time what will happen? You have it, and Shuttame Jnana, Chintame Jnana. So then, little by little, that what you have start to come to your mind. And then you, rather than remembering your past, the junk collected, the junk that related to your emotions, now you have something to remember. It keep coming to yourself. And then the bhavana, so then little by little you start to analyze it. Analyze it mean what? So what you heard, now it is clear inside your mind. And then Analyzing means, bhavana means you start to see how it related to you. That is the bhavana mean. Contemplate on you. When the thought arises, you recognize this is an unwholesome thought. This is not because of anybody. No one did any wrong. Maybe somebody said something, maybe somebody did something. And you just recognize it's just an action, and it's maybe that person has a reason to do that. So then you recognize within yourself that what is unwholesome action and what is wholesome action. So once you see that this is unwholesome action inside you, the thought arises in you, and you recognize it arises with the memory, or it is just only on your thoughts, then what happens? Slowly, deeply, in the deeper level, you start to transform it. On the base level, deeper in your consciousness, you start to transform that boiling reaction happen within your own thoughts. That is the success you gain. That's the beauty with the practice. That is where you find the real joy. That is the real game that you can play with this all the wisdom. And still sometimes it keep coming, but you now see when it arises. Why? Because you heard a lot of things. And once you heard that things, you recognize, oh, this desire is not you. Because that is the Dharma. That is what the Dharma taught us. The greed, hatred, and the delusion is not personally for you. That is the worldly nature. That is the power of the world. That is the gravity of the universe. Greed, hatred, and the delusion. So then now you recognize, oh, the nature work inside you. So then you can take a very conscious decision and not to respond to that. Why? Because now you have the awareness. Rather than go with this collected junk consciousness, now you have awareness. So that means the pure mind, clear mind. And then deeply you are changing it, and not only changing. Then the compassion, patience, empathy, love, and kindness, now you have regarding yourself. See, in the beginning, the idea of the ego looked for attention and security, grasping something, holding something. That was the nature. Now what happens? Now you start to recognize around your mind, the manas, mind, or the consciousness, or the ego, or the I, you start to wrap the loving kindness, compassion, patience. Why? Because you receive this unnecessary struggle keep going inside you, giving you unnecessary pain, unsatisfaction, fear, anxiety, depression. This all come for no reason. Then you have the compassion about you. Now you change the very behavior of deeper inside you. Rather than clinging something, holding something, now you know if you cling and hold something, you're going to get the pain. And then you release. You release because you have the more compassion towards you. You have the love and kindness towards you. Why? Because otherwise, if you're grasping, it's going to take you to somewhere else. So that deeper behavior give you deeper realization to your own deeper mind and understand. This all happens even though we see with this outside world with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, this all the unsatisfaction, unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment, anxiety, depression come from deeper within our own past memory. So once you know that, anymore it's not going to happen. It happened, it's still it happens, but still now you are capable to manage it rather than controlling. So you can't control anything, remember, but now you manage it. Even you attain to enlightenment, you have to keep washing your plate, your cup, and you have to clean your house. So it's, you can't, you have to, brush your teeth and you wash your face and, you have to wash your clothes. Even you attain to enlightenment. That doesn't mean you attain to enlightenment. Now I don't need to do anything. No, it's not like that. So like that deeper in your mind, this purity every day with the compassion, love and kindness towards your own actions, you start to see, and more and more and more by the time you are capable to develop it towards this process of consciousness. And knowingly this is a part of nature. And by the time, it's kind of like you perfuming your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind with the awareness. So when you put perfume, what happens? Right away you start to feel something. Oh, so good. And when you go around, and other people also start to feel, oh, nice smell. Oh, nice, And then when you put it to the cloth, the good perfume, what happens? It starts to smell. And even if anybody touch it, they get that smell. So now you perfuming your own consciousness, your this egocentric mind with the awareness deeply. And then what happens? It start to everywhere smell. That everybody start to see your awareness. Whoever come to you, whoever touch you, whoever be with you, and they start to feel your awareness. What is the nature of the awareness? What is the smell of the awareness? It not depend on anything. It always connected to the experience. That means within the moment, not the memory. So whatever come to you, it's okay for you. When the day you can be like that anymore, there's no fear for anything. You are not worried for anything. No anxiety, depression, and anything like that. So you are capable to handle the life. And ultimately, what happened? You're going to have the equanimity. Not the positive thinking, because the positive thinking is still, when you think positive, it always the negativity you compare to negativity. No, compare the equanimity. That is the wisdom level. That is the higher level of the result you gain. And the equanimity, another thing is the adaptivity and flexibility according to the necessary cause and conditions in the moment. So once you're alive with that, so whatever, it's okay. If you have something to eat, it's okay, you eat. If you don't have, it's okay. And if you go to the 5-star hotel brunch, you enjoy it. And maybe you have to go and beg, you enjoy that. So like that, anymore you are not dependent on the face value or in this conventional level of comparison. So your mind always deeply releasing and finding the freedom within itself, become happy. It's kind of like a very sustainable way of journey you develop in you. So once you have it, you are the one who's going to experience the freedom, the beauty, and at the same time this transformation. And that is why you recognize the very power of the consciousness. So that is why we keep going. So I hope this will help for you. And then you have to practice it little by little. And at the same time, so keep listening. And then whatever you listen and start to find it, the right things. And that is why you have to filter it, thinking. And then reflect on it and see how it works for related to your life. And then finally, when you have time, go to silence. Just go to your breath and completely settle down, connected to the nature, and just observe your inhalation, exhalation. Don't try to do anything in that very moment. Just observe and recognize without judging or without commenting or without trying to do anything or without arguing or without bringing any opinions to the moment of practice or without disturbing it. Just simply observe and be with it. And in that way, when you feel sad, worry, disappointment, unhappiness, anxiety, depression, it's kind of like when you feel suddenly you are lost, you feel lonely. So by the time you will recover from that. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left hand, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy, 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart, forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamni sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi. Dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya. Jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.